And mental health is something that we don't talk about enough.
In the black community as well.
In the black community, well, we're massively overrepresented in the mental health institutions, even more so than in the prisons. And again, these are questions we have to ask. Well, why? Either genetically, black people are just more crazy, you know, and we can go with it.
There are some people.
There's some people who believe that. Then if we're going to go with that eugenics-based genetic argument, that would have to be true of every black country in the world. What are the mental health statistics for, I don't know, Botswana or Namibia or African Americans in Atlanta, where most of them are middle class? You know, what are the mental health statistics there? Where I just come back from last week. Obviously, we know black people are not genetically more mental than anyone else. So again, it's not about blame. This is whatever, when you talk about race, even some black people say this foolishness to me, but you can't blame racism. Brethren, if you eat bare McDonald's and you get sick, it's because you're eating McDonald's. That's not an excuse. No one's disputing it's your responsibility to stop eating McDonald's and drinking 2 pints of vodka on the weekend. But if I'm a doctor, I've got to tell you why you're sick, right? And it's the same if a community has a sickness. If poor communities, take colour even out of the equation, in poorer communities, drug addiction affects them worse. Why? Not because poor people take any more drugs than rich people. Because when you're poor and you can't afford drugs, you can't afford your kick, you get stressed, you beat maybe your wife, your children, bad crap happens because everything that was already wrong with you emotionally is made much worse by the fact that you're poor. That you maybe don't have access to education, you don't have the economic privilege to go rehab and all them kind of things there. And so the drug addiction becomes much more of a problem in poorer communities. Does that make sense? That's not blaming poverty, it's recognizing the role that poverty plays. And it's the same with race. So if black communities are more depressed than other communities, we have to look at why. But this is what's funny about this country, you can have racially specific policing, which we've had, right? We've tried it, they've got rid of it now. It no longer is just for black on black violence, right? You can have racially specific media. Black kid does this, black kid does that. Even when Mark Duggan, whose mum's white, was shot, it was black man is shot, right? No problem, cool. But the moment you try and provide a racially specific solution, say, okay, well, if black kids are more depressed and white schools have found, or the major white-run institutions clearly have proved incapable or unwilling to deal with it, someone proposes African-centered education for young black children to deal with some of these mental health issues. Everyone says, reverse racism, you can't do that. But you can have racially specific policing. We can know that there's racial disparities at every level, but if you propose a racially specific solution, you're a madman.